Dun, 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 dun. Hello, everybody. So I'm Sean Kleckner, and this is the big group of our Nozomi production team that worked on this ARIA project that we just did. And we want to talk a little bit today about some of the stuff that we did with that, and also some new things that we want to do. So we're going to have some tea and maybe some scones and some muffins. I understand there's chocolate ones and pumpkin ones and tasty ones apparently on my finger. And we'll go from there. So first off, we did get the first season of ARIA shipped. So it is out the door to everybody that's domestic. So we've got that taken care of. And most of you, I'm sure, probably already have it by now. We did have an issue with a short shipment on the patches. So there were some people that didn't get theirs right away. But those should all be gone by the end of the day. I went back and watched them pack a bunch of them this morning. So they are on the way to you. Definitely wanted to kind of show off some of the things that we made for that project. And also, one of the questions I know that's going to come up is that we have a number of customers that are outside the U.S. that would like to get this product instead of waiting to the very end. We're going to go ahead and put together a partial shipping solution on that. We wanted to get all the domestic orders out first. So we'll have something together for you guys on that next week. And we'll watch the Kickstarter updates for the information on how that's going to happen. It is going to be kind of expensive, so just be aware of that, because we're going to have to break that shipment into pieces versus sending it all at once. So just be aware, but we'll get that put together for you and hopefully have everything ready for you first part of next week. So who would like to talk about some of these amazing things?
I'll talk about the ARIA stuff.
Then you should have sat over here.
I know. If you want to hand me the box. One of the things that we worked really hard on ARIA, this is the Kickstarter exclusive box, which is really cool. It actually has a full slip that's on it. We did a film laminate on it, so it's really nice and shiny. We worked to find artwork that hadn't been seen anyplace else, so we try really hard for any of our Kickstarter stuff to make sure that it's exclusive, that it is something that is high quality, and if anybody who's gotten this before, you know how high quality it is. And then this is my copy.
This tea is yummy.
I know. This is actually signed by the director, Junichi Sato. So it was really cool. We try to get extras and stuff that are coming from Japan.
Sato-san was really excited about this project, and we just sent him a copy of it, and he said that he loves this show, and he's going to rewatch it so that he can see if he can help to practice his English skills. So kind of excited about that. So he's going to let us know how that works out.
He's excited about the upscale too.
Yeah, he said
Which
he was.
looks amazing. It does.
Oh my goodness.
And I know that we're working on season 2's upscales right now, and those have been working out really awesome as well. Other stuff that we did for the Kickstarter project, Sean mentioned we had we had a lot of patches that we did. This is actually one of the companies. There's 3 patches, which I think we only have 1 right now that's in here. And then we had stickers and magnets, which are lots of fun. We've been having a good time with those. They don't stick to you. You're not a cyborg.
You're not a robot.
Look at all these. It's pretty.
One of the cool things is that we actually had a playset from Japan, which was really hard to get, that went with our upper backer tiers. We were really excited to be able to find a few of those to bring to our upper backers. And then in front of that is actually our plushies. We're awesome. Yeah. Here's the ARIA love. And then we ourselves have the He-Man and Ma, which is...
You want mom?
Yeah.
Really, you want mom?
Yeah, Kyla has mom.
Don't let that touch mom.
And then one of the things we're still working on is actually a book. We're working on an art book. Sean, can you hear me? The Gun and Wing book. Careful. The Gun and Wing book is kind of about the same size that the ARIA book will be, because we had so much money that came in from the backers. We were able to increase the size, so we went from something that was about the size of this smaller one, which is what we normally include in a lot of our deluxe sets, into this larger one. This is actually an 8x10, and for those of you who haven't seen, it's a little bit more difficult. Haven't seen this, the book is actually loaded with lots of artwork. And then it's got interviews in it, and it's got sketch art. It's a lot of the same things that you'll see for the Aria book as well. So we're very excited to be able to continue to work with that, and we're working to get some exclusive art that hasn't been seen here domestically yet either. So that is really cool.
That's going to be a neat book.
It's gonna be an awesome book. I've been working hard on it. So.
Well, if it doesn't, my satisfaction will have to start. Actually, it's going to be Japan that's going to need.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's kind of exciting. I'm really excited about that. And we had, Chris didn't show everything here, but we had the mug.
Yeah, we did do a mug.
Which we're not drinking tea out of today.
No, I did not wash it. That's my bad.
We have a notepad, and it came with a pencil, which I don't see.
No, we did not bring that. We didn't bring everything that we did for the Aria stuff.
There's a lot of stuff.
Yes, there was a lot of stuff that came, depending on what tier that you had, a lot of different levels.
And if you backed all of the tiers, you got this triple backer button set, which is pretty cool. And look, all of the mascots are on the button. There you go. So we got magnets of the mascots, and we got buttons of the mascots, and we got flair. Flair. So if you're going to be working at any of these places that needs flair, you got some flair. So that's important for that. Do you want to talk a little bit about cartons? In terms of how these are similar or different?
Well, one of the things that we've moved to a lot, we do a lot of different styles. For instance, Kyla works really hard on the Utna box. And the Utna box, for those of you who've actually seen it, I know, let's see if I can get the shininess that's in it. You can kind of see it reflected. That's actually a gold foil that we have on there. And then the Utna box also has, it's a full slip. So when it comes out, this is all soft touch, so it feels really nice to touch. And then it's got a full image on both sides. We try really hard on any of the sets that we ever work on to bring out all the artwork that we can, because we really want people to feel that they're getting their money's worth when they're giving us stuff. So it also has a UV. See that, I hope?
Probably not.
No.
It's pretty.
So that's one of the styles. We try to look at the show itself to find the feel that really should be echoed into that.
There's not very many of these left, too, if you want one.
Is there any left?
There's some, not much.
No. That one actually came with, Utna has, for those of you who maybe seen the show, that they have duels, and there's rings that go in that. There's
very nice, hefty rings.
So we made the black ring, and we made the original ring for the duels, and they're both actually included in that set. And that was always something when we did the original Utna set, so we really wanted to do, but we couldn't, so we got up here, we could. This was actually one we worked on for Sunrise. This is a 00 box. 00, yeah. Sean's gonna be saying 00 again.
Don't say 00, because I got crucified for that at the convention. I'm sorry, it looks like zeros.
Well, that's what happens when you say that, because then it gets into me. Anyway, 00. And again, we made sure to pull all the artwork that we could on the show to really make it stand out on the box. So that way, when you put it up as a collector, you want something that looks really awesome on your shelf. And if you're a fan of the show, you want to have something that you can show off to everybody.
I forgot to show them that there's a box in the box.
I don't.
Look at this. There's more boxes. Everybody loves boxes. Boxes are awesome.
Nice hard boxes.
Yes.
There's all this stuff in the box that
Oh,
we
I
threw on the floor.
was trying to show off which is in here. This one actually we came up with Haro. So this is a keychain that's nice and heavy. That was really cool that we did. I don't know if they can or not, but I'm trying to show you. So, the biggest point that we're trying to show is that we're really,
3D.
We try really hard to make sure that anything that we produce is something that's real quality, something that the fans really want to see, something they want to have. When we went to do this set, we actually did a canvas to the fans to find out what is it that you want out of a set. What cool things do you want to see us produce? So that's the kind of care that we put into everything that we make. What is it that reflects the show and we can actually make without going broke? I would have wanted to have made this at super expensive, but I don't think anybody wanted to pay the $1,000 a box to pay for the really expensive rings.
Or the figurine, or the.
Yeah.
We have I mean, the Gun and Wing box is a big toaster sized box. It's got such a huge book. I really like it.
Toaster not included.
Well, did we have any questions about the ARIA Kickstarter in terms of anybody's questions besides can I have it shipped if I don't live in the United States? Main event. There's another event. Oh, I thought we were just having some tea.
Just having some
It's good tea.
What's about tea?
It's a little early, you know. I was going to have some wine, but it's 5 o'clock
It's
somewhere.
never too early for one.
You know, they drink wine in France all the time, even for breakfast. Maybe it's different kind of wine. I don't know.
I thought I would move it a little bit, yeah.
Please don't spill the tea on me. It's hot.
Well, I'm trying not to.
There's that keychain.
Yep, Haro.
So, what is the next thing that we're working on? What is the next project that you're all here to find out about? Well, we're kind
We
of.
bought every anime title ever. We own them all.
No.
We're dubbing all the shows that you want dubbed that nobody wants, except for the people who want them. Okay, no, that's not what we're gonna do. You can show.
I can show them.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay, we're going to do a Kickstarter for Emma, a Victorian Romance. So I think that this should be actually live as we speak.
I believe so.
So
Yeah, it should be live.
we're gonna look to the original Kickstarter is set to dub the first season and to put it on Blu-ray and high definition. So I hope people are excited about that. It's going to be a fun project, and I want to let the production people tell us why they feel that Emma is special. Why are we doing Emma as a Kickstarter?
Well, Emma was one of those shows where it's set in Victorian England, maybe for those who don't know about
Yeah.
Emma. It's a show that, because it's set in England, it always really deserved a dub. They're in England, they should be speaking English, you know. And at the time when it first released, we didn't have the capabilities to do that. But with the success of Aria, we wanted to give more shows a chance, and what show needs a dub more than Emma, you know, so.
And it's a beautiful show. If you've ever, it reminds us a lot like Aria because the details in the backgrounds, the visuals that you see, the audio that goes with it, it's just a fantastic show. And it's one that you look at and you're like, why is this not on Blu-ray yet? Why is this not dubbed to reach people who have seen things like Downton Abbey? Why, you know, because this is the type of show that can really cross over and it can reach out to those people who've never seen anime before. And so we really wanted to bring this out there so that more people can see it. The cool thing, if you guys go to the Kickstarter page, the stuff that we're showing is actually part of a number of the tier levels. These are the upper tier levels. There's actually a set. These are authentic cells. That are from Japan.
They're reproduction cells.
Yes,
just to
there
be
you go.
clear.
Judy's
Yeah.
all over. The reproduction cells, there's actually 13 in one of the tiers and 10 in another, and there's a whole bunch of different lithos, or reproduction cells,
Yes.
I'm going to get it right, that are in there, and they're just beautiful.
Yeah, they're all headshots of all the main characters. They're
Yeah.
all very nice.
And they've all got all the detail on the back, so you can see Studio Pro is like, yes,
Right.
these are
They've got
authentic.
the official little authentic seal on there.
Those are pretty hard to come by these days. In
Yeah,
fact,
extremely.
one of the difficulties of putting this particular Kickstarter together is there wasn't a whole lot of merchandising and stuff for this program in Japan in the first place. And you know, beyond that, the show it's not current, it's a catalog show. So we kind of raided a lot of locations in order to get some of these interesting items that we're looking to do on the tier level. So, for example, if you look at some of the initial tiers, we're going to have a postcard set that's absolutely unique to this Kickstarter. It's actually going to be designed by Mori-san in Japan. So we also have a manga reproduction
They're huge.
page
They're like this big.
that is an authentic reproduction from that manga that is also being made specifically for this Kickstarter. So a lot of great participation from the licensor and the production staff on this. I mean, they're really excited about it, which is really fantastic.
If you look on the stretch goals, because we do have the stretch goals listed already, Mori-san has actually agreed that if we hit a specific stretch, she will give us an interview that will go into the Kickstarter exclusive materials. And that is fantastic, because you don't often get the mangakas to actually come back and work with you on projects. So to have her involvement in this is fantastic.
And some of these figures, I mean,
Whoever gets these tiers, I am jealous. I have to say that. This one I've been salivating over. This is actually a doll that Azon did, and she's fully articulated. Her clothes are authentic. There's directions on how to put the corset together.
Lace up her shoes.
Yeah.
Everything.
It's just amazing, and she's so hard to find. So whoever gets this, I want to come to your house and steal her back.
And I think it comes with an extra set of clothes too.
It does. It does.
It's extremely rare.
Yeah.
Extremely rare.
And then the PVC figures they're really cool as well. The detail that went into these is just amazing.
Even the glasses are there in the bottom box.
Yeah.
I wonder if we should have put some of this stuff a little closer to the camera.
You take it and zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out.
We'll put pictures up also on the.
They're on the Kickstarter page
Kickstarter
already.
page.
Yeah.
So. Show them the dolls. That one's really impressive.
Yeah, I can't touch it because I'll just take it home with me.
We have to guard it.
Yeah.
This way, there we go. So it comes in a package that closes.
So one of the other things that's very unique about this Kickstarter is we're going to put this product out on Blu-ray, so it'll be in high definition. Emma is not even out in Blu-ray in Japan. So for us to get permission to do this work and release it is virtually unheard of. The Japanese market generally doesn't allow HD or Blu-ray releases outside of Japan prior to inside of Japan. So I think that's going to be really exciting to be able to do that. So to be able to get not only the show in English, authentic English, by the way, we're not going to dub this with people who can't perform an authentic British accent. But to also have that on Blu-ray is just kind of exciting. A lot of support from the production group and the author and the licensor in Japan for this project. It's really quite amazing.
Yeah, and if any of you have seen the reviews already that we had on the ARIA upscale, you know that we're going to do a fantastic job when it comes to the upscale on MF. We love the show, and we want to make sure all the detail stays there because the crew that developed this over in Japan, they put so much effort into creating the world that you see. They took Mori-san's original work that she'd already done for all the research, and they brought that to life, and so we want to make sure all that detail is kept. And the work that we did on ARIA shows that we can make it happen, and so we really want to make it happen for you guys. So we hope you'll support us.
Now, even if I remember right reading it, that if you walk down the streets, that they're accurate in the actual streets in Britain. So I mean, that's the level of detail and research that went into this particular program is rather fascinating. You don't really see that when you try to look, but there's not a lot of products like them. I mean, in terms of historical drama, I don't know that I can really think of anything that's not maybe a Japanese historical drama. Can anybody come up with a non-Japanese historical anime? Anyone? Anyone? Stump the panel. So I mean, I think that's really neat, and like I said, the author being part of this is really impressive, and I think it's really kind of neat. We had is also kind of amazing when we did the ARIA Kickstarter to see the support and the excitement from the director and the author. They were tweeting at each other about the Kickstarter when it was doing well, and it was kind of fun watch that. So, unfortunately, the director for this particular program passed away in May of 2015. So, we wouldn't be able to have him be part of the project. So, things that we want to touch on before we just start whacking questions? Or should I just sit here and eat my scone and shut up? All right, the first question, are they offering speaking roles as a tier? At the moment, we do not have that set as a tier, only because if we were to put out a Kickstarter and then the person that won that or bid that could not perform an authentic British accent, it would be kind of a problem. We are going to, offer a visit to the studio while the dubbing is in play. If you can convince the director, and he feels that you can do an authentic British accent.
Joe's a pretty easygoing guy.
You say that, Judy, but Joe's also picky. So, he's going to want the dub to sound good. So
you got to make it past Joe. You got to make it past us.
If you can perform it to a level that will pass muster, then that certainly could be part of that tier.
One of the cool things was last time when we did Arias, we didn't actually offer a tier where you could go to visit the studio and have a live dubbing session while you were there. So because we couldn't give you the ability to actually be part of the dub, we're allowing you to see the dub live in action. And I think that is a really cool option, because that's not something, especially with the schedules, trying to coordinate people to get them into the dubbing studios, it's not something that it's easy to do, and we wanted to make sure that it would be a really great experience when you were there, was to be able to see someone live.
Yeah, it's not quite as fun to go and dub part of a show and then have the director and nobody else there. I mean, most people don't understand that dubbing, when it happens, it's not like it was done in the 60s as an ensemble. Dubbing happens with one person in a recording booth who generally does all their lines, or a big batch of their lines at once, and then it's all stitched together at the end. So it's pretty rare to have multiple actors in the booth at the same time, or in different booths at the same time recording. So this will be something where we would schedule the person who pledges this tier the ability to be there when somebody else is actually recording.
And then the director will take you out for dinner. Yeah. And Joe knows really good places to eat.
That's true.
McDonald's.
Fancy McDonald's.
Of course, if you're looking for
Wait a
dinner,
minute.
one of the
Fancy
tiers,
McDonald's.
Sean will take you out for dinner. He really knows good places to eat.
Oh, definitely, we're going to Arby's.
Arby's.
We're going to Arby's, and we're going to get a big old meat sandwich, probably a Coke. Coke is optional. Curly fries. And if you can't finish it, you can take it home. It's okay. We'll get you a box.
Oh, and I should say, there were some people that were asking about cosplay. There is a cosplay tier, just like there was in Aria. It is done by a fantastic guy who...
An award-winning guy.
Yeah, he actually works with some of the stuff down at Cirque du Soleil. So he will produce a great cosplay outfit for you from this, which is really cool, because if you are someone who is into the Victorian era, that's something that would be awesome for you, even beyond that. So.
Okay, so here's something we're going to do for you. If you pledge that tier and your mail, we will not make you an Emma outfit unless you request it.
Yeah.
We can make you a William outfit.
That's true. We get to
That is true, yes.
Or maybe the elephant.
Can look nice and small.
All right. So we are here, your captive audience. Stump the panel, or just ask questions. We can answer questions about the ARIA Kickstarter. We can answer questions about the Emma Kickstarter. We can make it happen for you. So the question that just got put up here, is it too late to order the ARIA art book from the Kickstarter? I was a backer, just not that particular tier. So the ARIA Slacker backer is still running. The only thing that you can't get on it are the items that were exclusive to the original Kickstarter, like the box and the t-shirt and stuff. And since season 1 is shipped, we're not offering that anymore. So you can still go to the Slacker backer, and there's an update. I forget which one it was. We'll post another link to that update. We'll do that today, so that you can go back and you can still still purchase. If you're a backer, you can't purchase it if you're not a backer. You can purchase both parts of season 2, season 3 and 4.
No.
Well, season 3.
Okay.
Two part 1, 2 part 2, 3, which is got Avenir and it's Arietta.
Are we calling season Avenir season?
Avenir is with season 3.
Yes.
Okay, well, I was calling it season 4. Anyway, so you can go ahead and pick those up, and you can pick up the art book still. So those are the items that we're allowing. Now, the one thing that I want to mention on this real quick is, at some point, we are going to cut off that. So on season 2, when season 2 part 1 ships, we're going to cut that out of the slacker backer, so you won't be able to do that. And it's when season 2 part 2 ships, you won't be able to do that either. At some point, when we finalize the art book, we're going to cut it off, because we have to print those art books, and they're printed in a way that it takes 6 to 8 weeks plus to get them here, and we have to say, well, this is exactly how many that we have that we can make, so that we don't want to short anybody, so that'd be really bad. So did you want to
that was what I was going to talk about, is that we cut them off.
It's going to be a little bit yet, because the book is not finished, but we are working quickly on season 2 part 1 right now. So if you want to pick that one up, I would suggest that you do so soon.
Well, and one thing when it comes to the art book, I know there's people who have the limited editions that came out prior with Aria. The new book that we're putting together for that will actually have additional materials on top of that. There's artwork that's never been released here. That we're working on getting stuff that exclusive, like there was a Sato-san interview that we had that's going in there as well. And that's never been anywhere else either. So there's a lot of items that we're adding into there, so don't feel that like if you had the previous books, you're going to have everything that's in there. You really want the book. It's really awesome because it's 8 by 10. It's color for once. That's one of the big things that we're going back and doing, because the original books were black and white.
Right.
And so we're going back and fixing all of that and colorizing it. That made me excited.
Another question that comes up: who is signing the Emma Blu-ray cover? Details on the Japanese team. We're going to announce this a little bit later, because we want to make sure that we're working with Japan to figure out exactly who will be the people that are signing it. It'll be one of the production committees, that one of the people on the production itself, but it's not yet finalized. It won't be signed by me, although I know that everybody's disappointed in that, but we'll have somebody on that. Like I said, the director unfortunately has passed away, so he won't be able to participate to sign those, but unless his ghost comes back. So, but we will announce that. We'll announce that as soon as we have it finalized with Japan.
Now there's another question about putting the reward tier grid like we did in Aria. I will get one of those posted later. I wasn't sure if you guys still wanted that, given how we broke everything out this time, but since we're getting requests for it, we'll go back and we'll add one onto the page so it shows up a little bit easier.
Okay, so the next one says, will Emma Blu-rays have lock subs? Did the Aria Blu-rays have lock subs? It will be the same. Do the research. I can't really say things that I shouldn't say. Okay. I see one here. It says, for the Aria Blu-rays you're selling on your site, are they really $200 or $300? No. But if you want to purchase that at that price, that's okay. We put those at a specific price point so that generally people wouldn't purchase them and try to put them in their cart. It will discount if you use the coupon that's on the Kickstarter backer thing, which we'll post again. It'll discount it. But warning to anybody who thinks that they can make that happen, who wasn't a Kickstarter backer, it will not work. So I suppose if you were a non-Kickstarter backer and you wanted to pay a huge amount of money for it, you probably could make that happen, but that is not. We will release this product in a standard release sometime next year. So, other questions? I don't know if I want to go into that right now. Will there be an audio commentary? Don't we have that as one of the stretch goals?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
They have been policy.
Well, maybe. So the question is, fund the project and you'll find out. That's a great answer. Hey, for those of you who liked Aria, Emma is just like Aria. It's exactly the same, except there's no water, there's no cats, there's no space, but otherwise exactly the same.
It is in the past, not the future.
That's true, it's in the past and not the future. But otherwise it's exactly the same. So it's, probably something that you should pick up regardless. It's like a sequel to Aria, except in the past. They went through like a space-time vortex and went backwards in time and did that. Will there be more than English subtitles? Not at the moment. We don't have a plan for that.
Well, I guess what does that question necessarily mean? Like, the subtitles will only be in English, but obviously there will be the dub, which is what the whole thing is for. So there will be an English audio
I
track.
guess I assumed from
And
that
there
they
will
were wanting to know if there was Esperanto
No,
subtitles.
Yeah.
but there will be.
Yeah.
We will still have the Japanese track on there,
Yeah,
obviously, because that we don't release stuff that's dub only, honestly. So
Right, yeah. Japanese track with its English subtitles will be there.
You have more subtitles than just English. So that was the question. So at the moment, I don't think we have any plan for that. The show we'd have to go to one of the other licensees around the, I'm not really sure where else has been released.
there's been a couple of places.
I don't remember exactly where all it's been released, but at the moment, that would be a little bit complicated. So we don't really have rights for this outside of just English and Japanese. What is the reproduction drawing? Who wants to talk about that?
Yes, there will be a commentary if they reach that high. So yes.
Oh, look, it's right there.
Look, it's right on the stretch
Woohoo,
goals.
it's on stretch goals. Look at stretch goals. Fund the project. What was the reproduction drawing? Explain what it is. Does anybody want to take that?
Oh, I'll see if I can get a sample. Somebody else has done.
I don't know that we have an actual sample of the drawing.
Yeah, we don't have a
It has
sample.
not yet been made.
Right, we
So-
don't have a sample of the Emma one, but we do have a similar sample from another show that we can show you to give you an idea of what it is. So it'll be a minute while she goes in.
So I can see here that somebody's already asked if we could have David Tennant in the dub. And we're going to work on that.
I think they're trying to be David Tennant.
We can make a
I-
stretch goals.
Okay, so this is a different show.
They're not even-
Okay, but this is a total different show. But this is kind of what the reproduction drawings look like. Okay, where's my picture? You can see it's really big because it's when compared to my
To
head.
the scale of how it was drawn originally.
Yeah.
Bigger.
Can you guys see that on yours? We have a couple different feeds showing it to everybody. But I mean, they're really big. We don't have the exact details on what will be on this yet because
Yeah,
they're
that's
coming
obviously
soon.
not true, so.
So they're really cool though. So if you're a fan of the manga, that would be a really neat thing. And even just Emma, because I'm sure that Mori-san will have one that's specific to with Emma on there because Emma's in every single shot. So yeah,
Who knows what page it'll be.
yeah, I don't know yet.
She might surprise us. All right. Will you add season 2 midway into the Kickstarter? Fund the project.
And if you look on our stretch goals on the Kickstarter page, you'll notice there's an
Fund
important
the
thing on
project.
there.
We like this dubbing stuff. It's a lot of fun. All right. Other questions?
So under this box, it's the Gundam Wing box, which is nice and
There's more than one guy with glasses. I don't have a box in front of me.
yeah.
How we start?
So you open it and it has this. There is no toaster in here.
Pops out a Gundam.
It
Toast.
just pops out a Gundam.
Gundam toast.
Some art
Oh,
cards.
that'd be pretty cool.
And
Gundam
then
toast.
you have your Blu-rays, your pins, tarot cards,
Nobody can see.
all your.
Yeah, you have them go up and show them.
Got your Blu-rays, your pins, your tarot cards, all that fun stuff, and then your big art book back here, which will be the size of.
That way. There we go. Make sure I don't get the glare. Yeah, this is from Gundam Wing, our Gundam Wing Ultra set.
And then here's the art book. This is the bigger size art book, which is what we're doing for Aria. We just got some nice big art pieces. Got some interviews back here. So, fun you might see more things like this.
Yes, there are tarot cards in that book, in that box set.
Yes. And we have
I'm really
another.
testing my eyesight here.
I know.
We have a number of stretch goals, and if you look at the Kickstarter page, you'll see that a couple of them are revealed. We'll reveal them as we go. The one that was asked about the dove, that's on stretch goals.
Yeah, there are a couple that are already pre-revealed that you can see, and that is one of them.
Yep.
I'm not sure I understand what that means. So the options are potato quality, but acceptable orientation, or decent quality, but awful orientation. That was potato quality.
It means very low quality, but what this
I'm not gonna make crap. We don't make crap here.
I think they're talking about the stream is this way instead of this way. I think
Oh,
it's what they're
okay.
talking about. Because there was somebody earlier that was talking about that. Please rotate next time.
Are we?
Is it rotated wrong?
I don't know.
It
Whoever,
depends on what you
I
want.
mean, it looks
Yeah.
Yeah.
Curtis Urbanski, tell us what you mean.
calling you out.
Oh, and one of the other things we actually have here for the MS, there's a tier that has a bag. And I actually have the full picture on the listing, but this is the MS. And the bag has got MS
It's
on
a
it.
tote bag. It's got
Tote bag.
little. So this is something that was produced in Japan
Yes.
a long time ago and is way, way, way out of print. I mean, you'll never find this anywhere.
Super duper out of print.
Except here.
Okay, but the licensors, they got some of the stuff out of their vault for this Kickstarter.
That way.
You got it. You can get on the good stuff.
Let's see if I get it to
You
not
will never
fall.
find it anywhere else.
It has a logo on there. It's kind of got the strap down there, and I don't want to take it out of the bag.
So you'll just have to let us know if there's something cool that you want as a stretch goal, and you never know what might happen. All right, any other good questions? I'm stunned that we do not have more questions.
They're all busy looking through all of the tiers.
Yeah, hopefully that's the case. Do we want to talk about that?
I don't know. We'll just see if that happens. Somebody's asking about an art book. We'll just have to see if that's something people
Fund the project.
Might appear, might not
Thank
appear.
you. All I guess all I can say is, boy, Emma sure is similar to Aria. Huh?
It is similar. Except it's a little different.
I'm telling you, it's the same.
Different.
It's exactly the same, except with no water and no cat.
And no flying airplanes.
It'll be an airplane.
Woo! Yeah.
Somebody was asking about G-Gundam, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
And yes, Darius,
I'm hyped.
those sunglasses are awesome, Darius. He was saying he was waiting for the
Yeah,
shot glasses.
we are
so.
working very hard on that right now. That is
Very hard.
When we're done here, that's exactly
Yes.
back where I'm
There
going.
are potential Kickstarters in the works for titles that you haven't licensed yet. So we don't want to put up 14 Kickstarters at once because we would overwhelm these poor folks who already are struggling to keep up with Gundams and Arias and everything else. But you know, we need to get this thing funded. So help us with that. So every time that we can put together one of these projects that does really well, helps us substantially in working on other projects that we would like to do in the future.
Yes, it shows that we can do them, and that looks really good when you're trying to talk someone overseas into doing something for you.
Yeah, if the licensors see that this can be successful, they're more open to saying like, oh, well, maybe you could do my show. We're like, yes, maybe we could.
The licensor for this show has been very, very supportive.
Yes, absolutely.
It's actually quite nice, and the success of the Aria Kickstarter was certainly something that was taken into account when we had that conversation.
The direct effect of your actions, like it's because of you guys.
So help us fund this one so we can do even more for you.
Jimmy, you better have been backer number 1. You promised. And you better have bought the top tier. Free B, you don't need that.
I think we've got
Any other questions?
4 minutes.
Yeah, I think we're gonna take maybe 2 or 3 minutes here, and then we're gonna close this down. So, because how many of you are watching this instead of working?
No, you're the best.
You're the best.
And for anybody who hasn't found a Kickstarter already, you can search for Emma Anime on Kickstarter, or you can go to either Right Stuf or Nozomi Entertainment's Facebook pages or Twitter pages. The link should be posted at this point. If not, we'll have them posted very soon to help you get there and find anything that you want to
All
find
right,
out.
so a lot of people probably have never watched Emma. We noticed that when we did our Aria Kickstarter, there were people who pledged for the Kickstarter who had never watched the show, which, by the way, thank you for that. That was pretty fantastic. What we're going to do, or what we've already done, is if you want to go to Crunchyroll right now, you can watch Emma online. So, and both seasons are available.
Yeah.
So if you want to check that out before you were to make a pledge or something, you're certainly more than welcome to do so. So that would be great.
We've also posted the first episode and the trailers on the Kickstarter page to make it even easier for you to watch it in there before you launch over to Crunchyroll.
What is the difference between the House-Made Deluxe versus the House-Made Deluxe? One is an early bird, so if you pledge early, you get a small discount. So you have 7 days to make a pledge at the early tier, because we want you to pledge early.
Yep. Fund us.
Fund the project. So Jimmy says he hasn't pledged number 1. We'll see if that's actually true. I'm gonna check it.
Gonna check his list.
And we're gonna see if that actually happened. We're excited about the 11 Arts partnership too, and we're working hard right now on Mikara-san.
Yes,
So
excited.
that's happening right now. The other people want to talk about things? Well, we got another question up at the top. The answer is, there will be great wine at the dinner if you want to pledge that tier.
That's the wrong answer. The answer's 42.
This is always really good.
My favorite moment from Aria. Wow, that's tough.
Obviously, anything involving President.
Yeah.
Well, what about the one where he's the 2-part episode where he's the hero?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I don't know why, but my mind went straight to when Arya's like packing up his stuff and leaving, and I'm like, that's not my favorite. Oh my god.
Oh, and Avenir is so beautiful. It looks fantastic even in SD, and so the HD on it's going to be amazing.
Well, it's already.
Well, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
But anyway, it looks fantastic. You guys really make it. I wish some of the stuff that they did in the backgrounds of that one could have been ported backwards, like they could redo the series, because it would look even more amazing. The Avenir is just so fantastic.
Well, there's one of the, I think it's in the second episode, where the ending credits are over. They're all shots of the of places from the previous seasons. So even though you've got season 1 and it's SD and they're very, very what's a delicate word? Budgeted film. But now you've got like this huge, beautiful, like representation of these same places.
The magic of actually watching through Aria is like seeing its humble beginnings, and as it progresses each season, it just gets more gorgeous. And
She's so naive on when you start watching episode 1, and then just continue to move towards the her level of confidence and so on. It's really kind of interesting to watch. There's one person here for Emma that says, I read the manga, but I have never seen the anime, so that'd be absolutely fantastic. I think you'll enjoy it. It's pretty faithful. So, any news on the Blu-ray instead of Gundam Seed? Well, that's really kind of outside the scope of this conversation. That's coming next year. That'll be next year.
Yeah, we'll have more news. Stay tuned to all of our social media channels for updates.
And I talked, we are going to release both the new and the old dub in that box, in the ultimate version of the box.
Yeah.
More questions.
When will ARIA digital wallpapers be
We're
provided?
working on that. It's taking a little while with approvals. We'll get them to you.
Yeah, we do. I mean, if anybody doesn't really understand how some of this stuff works, when we make any of these items, or even the production part of it, we have to submit that to the production committee in Japan, and they have to give it their thumbs up before we can do anything with it. So it does take time sometimes to do that. That's why it's taken a while to put that all together. I saw a question and wanted to know if there was if the cast for Emma has been set already. We'll be announcing that over the course of time. So just keep an eye on that. I gotta go find some Tyler sunglasses. I have a happy face button.
I know.
I didn't like that. For the 11 Arts partnership, does it mean future films will be released by you guys on home video? Why do you think I'm going to give you all of my production schedule?
Stay tuned.
Come on, Jenny. You know better than to ask me for stuff I can't tell you yet.
Why did you subscribe for future updates?
There's 2 of them I gave you already at OCON. No, right now we just want to get Hikara-san done because the plan is to have that out before the holiday.
Yep.
So. Okay, we got anybody else? Give me the last couple questions, and we're gonna cut it off here. What was the one underneath that? Under that. Pied Piper helping us, you guys out again for this one. I don't know, is Ann on here? Because yes, she is. She's helping us out. I'm surprised she didn't respond to that herself. Come on, Ann. Get some posts going on. You can do it. You can do it. I can send you a new keyboard if you want. No, Ann's always been great to work with. She's fantastic, gal. Because you were so generous.
Thank you.
All right, so I think we're going to kind of cut this off at this point. I want to thank all the people who helped, our production team, all the people that helped set up our streaming today. And I want to thank everybody who's already contributed to our.
That was Thunder. Welcome to Iowa. We have thunderstorms right now.
Everybody loves us. Everybody who's already contributed to the campaign, certainly our goal is to get this done so that we can talk to you about the cool stretch goals that we've had set up, which I think we're going to be kind of fun, and we definitely want to be able to bring this fantastic show to you guys. I think that it'll be fun. It's such a delightful program. It really deserves to have a dub. So from all of us at Nozomi Right Stuff, bye-bye.
Thank you, guys.